great. Welcome, everybody. It's looking just about that time. This is the regular Board of Selectmen meeting for January 23rd, 2018. Welcome to all. We're glad you were able to make it. Our first order of business is the approval of the minutes from our previous meeting, which was January 9th, 2018. John and Dick, have you both had an opportunity to go through those minutes?
Yep.
Scan through. I will go ahead then and accept a motion to approve the minutes.
And make that motion.
And I'll second.
Do either one of you have any edits or anything you see that you think should be added or deleted?
No.
Didn't.
Nope.
Okay. Great job, Gloria. Then I will go ahead and call for the vote. All those in favor of approving the minutes from January 9th meeting as written, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Very good. And the only thing on our action items for this meeting is just to remind people of what we have coming up for meetings and hearings. Our next budget hearing follows our regular meeting on Tuesday, February 6th at 3:30 is when the regular meeting starts, and then the budget hearing will commence directly following that meeting. Our second February meeting will be Tuesday, February 27th, and that will be here at 3:30 p.m. March meetings coming up. We have town elections on Tuesday, March 13th. The polls will be open from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. at the Whitney Center. Our town meeting is scheduled for Thursday, March 15th, and that will be at 7 p.m. at the Whitney Center. And our final get-together in March will be Tuesday, March 27th at 3:30 p.m., just a regular selectmen's meeting here in the town office, and we hope you can make those meetings. Certainly some big important dates coming up, and we hope you're able to participate. That brings us to the first public comment section on our agenda. Are there any comments from the public at this point? No, there are not. We will go right to our building inspector's report, and I don't believe Kevin was able to make it here today. Not a whole lot for him to report. We've got a couple of building permits, and that is, one of them's on 60 Mirror Lake Road. That's map V2, lot 10S1, sublot C08, and the permit was issued to Edward Cassidy and Karen Tees. That is for work to finish the basement off and add an office and three-quarter bath. Other building permit that is new here to the board is informing us that map V6, lot 24, sublot 0, issued to Rick Davis at Dundee Road, is for converting a house to 2 apartments, and that's been signed off by Kevin as well. And that brings us to new business. I'm sorry, do either one of you have any comments on the building inspector piece? Okay, great. New business is we have a liquor license request here for the Wentworth Hotel. They are seeking our permission to accommodate an outside ice bar on the hotel premises between the dates of February 22nd and March 19th. Same request they had last year. And so basically sent a letter out from Kim Labnon to the town informing us of that plan, which was the same as last year. So either one of you have any comments about that liquor license extension request? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Is it on the site of the rink?
The tent site?
Yeah,
Where the tent?
yeah,
The same.
yeah. Yeah,
Good.
that's what it was last year. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Motion to approve? Either one of
Make
you?
that motion.
I'll second.
Okay, excellent. Any final words on it? If not, call for
I'm going to abstain from it,
Fair enough. Thank you.
but I will sign
Okay.
if voted to approve.
Very good. All those in favor of approving the liquor license extension to serve alcohol outside of the area for an ice bar, say aye.
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 Any noes?
Abstain.
One abstention. Very good. Thank you. Only item under old business is transfer station updates, and we were going to get a little bit more of a specific report on the scrap metal, John?
I haven't heard anything on the scrap metal.
Okay.
That was just a discussion you guys wanted to have because there was an issue with the person.
We contracted with.
We had a letter from the contractor that, I don't know, it was pretty aggressive that we were going to get sued because we were getting in his way of trying to, salvage scrap metal. And the Don up at the transfer station felt that, he goes out of his way to try to help him, but there are times you just have to move that metal out of the way. So we kind of wanted to get a feeling from Roger, the contractor, if he still feels that way, but, we'll find out. I think it's kind of smoothed over.
Okay.
It would be something we have to bring up to the two boards, right? If we were going to agree or disagree on that, or not approve or approve that contract.
Well, I thought that at our next group meeting, that he was going to actually be there. That was my understanding.
Okay, so we can put off that discussion until we have another transfer station committee meeting. Yeah, as I remember, all six of us end up signing that agreement.
Yep.
Right, okay, great. All right, that's the update. Anything else for transfer station updates we need to know, John?
No.
All right, excellent. Next agenda item, another second opportunity for public comments.
And I have a comment. I guess we'll go into public comment.
Okay, very good. Dick?
We had some discussion of trying to do the fire safety inspections on places of assembly and commercial establishments. Mr. Goodrow felt that there was no mandate to do those inspections, so I did a little research, and I would like to bring the town of Jackson into compliance with RSA 155(1) and 2, which state the parameters of the fire chief or his designated authority to inspect places of assembly, motels, hotels, restaurants, and I have tried to search out language so we didn't have to reinvent the wheel. I'm trying to make this thing happen. Didn't get anywhere with the state. They haven't responded, but I have some wording, and we can do it two ways. The selectmen can actually pass it as a regulation, or we can bring it to the town to have the town vote on it as a warrant article or in a town meeting. So tonight I just wanted to bring up the discussion, see which way we would go. If the selectmen want to just go ahead and move ahead with it, That would be 155:1, and then, no, that's :2 for the, :1 is if we brought it to a town meeting.
Okay. John, any thoughts?
Have you done anything on it in terms of existing, other towns have existing policies similar to that, or?
We have canvassed towns and, we've gotten letters back, but nobody's, here's one from, where did it come from? From Concord. So it pretty much, they all say the same thing. One or the other. You should have this authority in place. That would comply with state standards. How you do it is up to you.
Mm-hmm.
The wording, I think, just says the fire chief has the authority to inspect places of assembly, restaurants, motels, hotels, for fire safety.
And this would have to be, you thinking about doing it as a warrant article?
Well, we could pass it, we could,
Be on the ballot.
think about it in the next meeting or, at another meeting and just say, no, we're gonna make this a regulation within the town, vote on it, and if we agree, it would become a valid regulation within the RSAs. We're not creating anything on our own.
Okay. So somehow that needs to be approved either by the legislative body at the ballot box or town meeting or us. Would it be, does it matter? Would it be at the town meeting or would it be, or do we know? Or would
No, it would
I
be,
would
it
ballot,
would be
ballot.
at this town meeting.
All right, yeah, on voting day.
Yeah,
Okay, right, okay.
or I think I don't even know if it has to be voted on by ballot. I think that,
I think, I'd have to check with Peter, but I think it would be just a town meeting.
Okay. Willis?
But that isn't really a representative part of the town, though. I mean, you don't get, 50% of the people there.
Well, that's
even.
only if you choose to do it that way.
Right, if
A
we just
ballot would be
had-
better.
everything I read said it's either or.
Okay.
It has to go one way or the other. You create that wording so that your fire chief can make those inspections.
Right. I understand the wording, but I think it's usually one or the other as far as if it's a ballot measure or if it goes before the legislative body. I didn't know we had that choice. And
No,
I'm not sure we do. So which would it be? Would it be at the town meeting with the legislative body that convenes,
I
or would it
believe
be
so.
a ballot measure?
I don't believe it would be.
Well,
Okay. Bill, your hand is
I
up.
just, back in, I want to say 1980, and I may be wrong on the year, I'm getting a little old here, that was discussed. And when I was working with the fire marshal's office, when the Wentworth Hall project was on the table going, and there was a lot of issues, let's put it that way, and with the developer complying with things. At that time, we discussed it, and it was the selectmen's feeling, and I don't know that they actually took a vote on it, but it was reinforced that the fire chief has the authority to enforce the codes on a commercial establishment when either issuing a place of assembly permit or reissuing. And he does have that authority, and the selectmen kind of verbally said, we want you to do this, because it was an issue in getting some compliant design put into that building before they got their occupancy permits. So this isn't the first time, but
Okay.
I would urge, at the very least, I believe that law is still, as you said, Dick, you can make that a policy or an ordinance with the powers of the selectmen. But at least do that or reinforce that. And that does give 100% teeth to the fire chief when you get in a situation where somebody is renovating, remodeling, what have you, and they're in non-compliance and they don't, and that little crack in the law gives them an excuse.
And right now, we don't have any kind of,
Well, again,
We have
I'm
nothing
not gonna
yet.
tell you that it was a vote, but it was definitely
Right.
discussed.
right, okay, so we need to really formalize that piece, is where this is coming from.
It's me.
Any other comments on this issue before we discuss it again up here? No? Okay, well, do you have a recommendation on a way to move that forward? I mean, I'm feeling like it's I don't know if it's a formality, but it sounds like we do need to take some steps to recognize that one way or another.
Well, then, I think I would put into words what I can get from the RSA about the enforcement,
Uh-huh.
and I'll have that at the next meeting.
At the-
If we want to vote on
Yeah.
it at that time.
Yeah, I think that's appropriate. That February 6th meeting,
Yeah.
you'll have wording all
You know that difference.
completed, and we can discuss it, so this is almost like a first hearing on a policy review. Okay, sounds good. Excellent, thank you.
Thanks, Dick.
And so, the only other thing that we did have, I should have brought this up under old business, but I didn't, was the resilience planning and design. I guess we were informed that, by Betsy Harding, that we didn't have a contract, a signed contract. I believe we made a motion to accept the grant, but never actually formally signed it. So there's no signed document on record with the selectmen on it. And so we need to do that in order to have that grant, in order to submit that to resilience. And so I can't recall if we made a formal motion to accept that and voted on it or not. So if neither one of you can recall,
We did.
did.
vote on it.
okay, all right, fair enough. Then I'll just sign it and we'll be done with it. And we can get this to Betsy. I think she was going to try and get here tonight, but we're not sure, and so that'll be there for her when we do. No public comments and nothing else on the agenda. So I can entertain a motion to adjourn and we can head right into the public hearing.
I make that motion.
I'll second.
Okay, all those in favor of adjourning our regular meeting on January 23rd, say aye.
I got one.
Okay, very good.